Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long Term Podcast. I'm your host, Advin Villa. Today, we have MacEwan computer science student and my best friend, Jeff G. We will discuss how change is possible, talking about my childhood and his childhood and seeing the compare and contrast. We're going to talk about the beliefs that we have in ourselves, kind of the childhood and incels. Yeah, everyone, welcome. It is Jeff's birthday today. The question I asked you was, why did you put up with such a toxic friend, me, beforehand?
Yeah.
And yeah, I made you feel all sorts of negativity. And yeah, I just took advantage of you.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, this person in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade was a bully. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was.
Yeah, he was a bully. He was a fucking dick.
I was.
And I didn't understand those kinds of people at the time. I just started being friends with him because we got along and we resonated in certain aspects. But then slowly his toxic side started like trickling in on our friendship, and he started to fucking abuse me in certain ways. And so I, at the time, didn't know how to defend myself. So I had to learn the hard way.
I mean, people take advantage of you, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that, man. It was coming from a lot of resentment and pain, and a lot of it was because I wasn't confident in myself, so I put other people down to make myself feel better. And certainly it wasn't all bad. Okay, we had a lot of good times. I didn't just outright try to annihilate you every single day. There were a lot of good times, but the negative is so much more powerful than a positive.
Yeah.
And sure, we would have those times where we would stay up late to study for our tests and not do any work and just play video games all day.
Yeah, no, we had great times.
We had great times, but that side of me of not accepting myself, of that deep hatred and resentment seeped through, and you got to realize that, you got to witness it firsthand. And I am incredibly sorry.
No, no, you should not be sorry. You definitely were a dick. You were a douchebag for a lot of high school, and a lot of people didn't know that side of you. But I'm really grateful that even though you were that way to me, that we stayed friends, and I got to end up understanding why you were that way. And I even stuck around so long that you were able to, that you changed, and like,
thank you.
Everything's good now.
Dude,
and like,
dude, that's one of the best things in my life. And that's where I have the comfort in friendships. Like, I know that I do have a lot of friends, and albeit a lot of them are people that I just see at the gym, and a lot of them are just people I have at work. But I take a lot of solace from knowing that you have just put up with my bullshit. Like, and you've been there from when I was at the confidence or false confidence. You've been there when I was at my lowest, and you just accepted me for who I was. And
I accept it now. I don't know if I accepted it for who you accepted you for who you were, or I was just too clueless to, or I was just too
naive,
not confident with myself to walk away. But
no, that's fair. I mean, if it was any other way though, like let's say you had the same kind of confidence that you do have right now, and you know the things that you know right now, then our friendship wouldn't have worked out, because you would have realized firsthand.
I wouldn't have let it get past fucking like the very first thing you said. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, because I was calling you names, man, and I was I would do certain things that would push the boundaries.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, I didn't understand that was even a thing when I was first friends with you. I was only friends with like the purest of people. So like, I just didn't understand that world. Like, you know, like the book 48 Laws of Power
by Robert Greene.
like it was like, and like, you know how the author, he talks about how he's in the workplace and he had to learn those laws or whatever. I feel like you were one of those people that always understood like power dynamics and stuff. And then I was just like this super naive person. And then I kind of threw you. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, it makes sense. I mean, the jokes that I peppered into our friendship and the beginning was me making fun of people. And certainly it's not cool at all. I look back and I cringe and I'm disgusted at myself.
I think it's such a valuable thing. Like if you're a person and you don't understand that side of life, I think it's extremely important that you do, because there's so many people that think in similar ways that you used to. And if you like go through high school and you don't have those experiences, those bad experiences, then you just have no idea how to handle them and go about them. But like, since I've been friends with you, and I'm also extremely grateful that not only did I experience them, but I was able to, you were able to eventually recognize that you were corrupt in a way, and you were able to overcome it. And like together we kind of worked it out. So like,
dude, it wasn't linear though.
No, bro.
No, we went through months.
Insane.
We went through months we didn't talk.
No, we went through like deep resentment.
Because I know, okay, I wasn't the one that was all bad throughout our friendship too.
I know.
I mean, there was like instances where you've done some things to push my boundaries and you didn't fully understand.
I will say that I was never intentionally bad, but I was naive, so I didn't understand like how, like I was ignorant in certain ways that definitely made things worse.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people that will put up with people their entire lives, bro.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and it's terrible.
No, but like there's people like grade 8 you that are just always like you and that never change. But no, you made a complete fucking 360. It's insane. Like, it's actually crazy. It's actually fucking crazy. If you go through my Snapchat memories right now and you look at a video of him, just looking at his face, you could tell that he was a completely different person. Like, he just looked angry. Like, if you pulled up a video, he would just look angry. Like, he fucking hated you. But now if you look at a picture of him, it's weird because you can just tell his personality is different from just looking at a picture of his face. And like, if you follow any of his social media, like his running account, whatever, he always has that big fucking smile. You would have never, ever seen that before. That smile that he makes.
I didn't smile that much back then. Did I not
Not
smile?
like that. Not like, I don't think dude did that. No.
I was like, you guys accused me of not knowing if I'm being serious or not. I don't get that anymore. The last time I got that was a couple of years ago. And I think that was because people didn't really trust me.
I feel like back in the day though, you just used to say things to just fuck with me. But
with a lot of people.
You did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I just to mess with people. Like, I like the certain tone of my voice and like the way I'd present myself.
But I was so naive. I could not understand that that's what you were doing.
But at the same time, I thought it was all a game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was all harmless. I didn't know that like it was causing deep trauma, and I didn't know that it was causing like insecurities, and I was actually driving people to question their sanity,
because that was just the norm for you, right?
That was like, I mean, I came from I
can understand that so much.
It was a very toxic household, and I think that's kind of how I've established control, was to be the person that was like I was aware of bringing people in. I was really good at presenting myself to the average person and being well liked, but as soon as you got to really know me for who I was, that's when I unleashed kind of the toxicity and kind of to keep people under my wing. I would create plans, and I would like have these codes that would be one-sided. It would only work for me, but not the other person.
See, for people that are watching this, if you were like me at any point, I don't know. I feel like if I would never met you, this would be really interesting. Because if I never met you, I would not understand that there's like a completely different way of looking at the world. And I'm not saying saying that you're just like fucked up or anything. I'm saying that people look at the world in different ways from different perspectives. I looked at it from a really naive perspective from a family that grew up. When I grew up, they kind of babied me. And when he grew up, they treated him differently. So he learned
harsh,
to look,
man. I grew up in a very harsh environment.
Yeah. So he grew up looking at the world in a completely different way. And I had to learn how we had to find common ground in order to stay friends. And yeah, but I don't know. Like, I didn't think people could change before, but
I didn't either, bro.
I still didn't. A year ago, I didn't think that people could change, but you literally changed. Like, you literally changed. I wouldn't even be able to say that a year ago. A year ago, you used to ask me, like, do you think, like, you used to always like talk about how you changed and stuff, but I subconsciously didn't really believe it. But now I believe it. Like, he's changed completely.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Like a lot of people, like for the onset of like actually transforming yourself, a lot of people won't believe you, but the constant evidence-based, just living your life and having the evidence that, okay, if you do prioritize love, if you do prioritize positivity, and you want to live your life through empathy, and you want to ask for forgiveness, and I'm a man of God now, and I love Jesus, and all that, you could say that for like for a month, and nobody's gonna believe you because maybe if you're coming from a person that does good things and already did a bunch of charity, and you were nice to everyone, then it's not that hard or it's very easy for people to believe that. But if you're a person that was very toxic, that kind of did a lot of shady stuff, that didn't really live for values, drank, smoked all the time, vaped, stayed up till 2 a.m. and just played with people's emotions, it takes years, because with the destruction of relationships and having the reputation of being a person that is of bad quality, it's so easy to dig the hole, but to be able to kind of build back up and have the foundation laid out and create a building of love, of positivity, you need to try 10 times the effort if you're coming from that standpoint. And that's kind of what I was playing at. And I had to drop a lot of the friends that I previously had that were bad for me, that were bad influences, and I had to stick with the ones that were of good quality, like you. I know it's still never perfect, but I accept you for who you are. You accept me for who I am. But now we're building something. Because what used to happen was I would just destroy shit. Like I'd go and I'd act on my emotions, and I would just like be super resentful. Everything's about me. But as soon as I realized nothing is about me, I'm a piece of shit. Like I looked in the mirror and I wasn't entirely confident.
That was actually like a viable strategy for some time. Like, it got you results, right? Like, yeah, but it's not long term. But by acting that way, you got people that were extremely loyal to you, that like gave you respect. You were able to whatever, like, people respected you. You had a good status by acting that way. But over time, you realize that
the good friends, the friends that actually wanted to stay for the long term, didn't stay. And the people, kind of the acquaintances, the people who didn't really care about me, who just saw me once a week and like saw me, didn't really see me much, just had an idea of me, who didn't really know who I was. They were like, sure, they liked me, and I had no real people around me. They were all fake. They were all just superficial stuff. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't be vulnerable. I was pushing the people who truly mattered away from me. And I was inviting people who just wanted to party all the time, who wanted to just be vain. And I didn't have any purpose. I mean, I was atheist at that point. I had no higher purpose, none, zero, zilch. And the things that I did, whether it be for working out, whether it be for school, it was all about this image I wanted to propagate.
Okay, but like, okay, so for me, when I grew up, I'm not gonna say everything was perfect, but it was pretty fucking good from a third party perspective. Like, whatever, like parents are divorced, but I grew up mostly on my dad's side. My dad's side, we had loving grandparents, loving family. They, whenever I was like this kid that was super loved, they complimented me all the time. Things weren't perfect on my mom's side in terms of like relationship, but it was still really good. But for you,
it was messy.
For
me, it was messy.
Oh yes, okay. So for me, that kind of upbringing made me someone that was naturally really accepting of people, not judgmental, but at the same time also kind of weak in a way, because I wasn't really I didn't understand where people with bad intent were coming from. But I'm curious, you should explain how, when you grew up, why your upbringing led you to look at things in a more, like, how you were able to see things like the power dynamics of things more than I was.
My mom continuously drilled into my head to not be taken advantage of. She would say that if people were to disrespect you, you go back at them twice as hard. And you
see, that's insane to me, because I'd
be 5, man. My mom would be like, yeah, if you get bullied, bring an arsenal back and go at them 10 times back. Make them feel that they did wrong to you, as there are consequences when they do wrong to you. It's very harmful to an extent, because whenever people wronged me, whenever I felt a little bit of disrespect, I'd go back out and I would make sure that I'd be like 7 or 8.
See, that's insane to me, because I did not think in those terms whatsoever. It's like someone disrespected me, like I was I didn't do anything. Like, I was just like, this person's a dick. Like, I'm just this nice kid. But then for you, like, you were raised to like,
dude, I was a weapon.
Yeah, like
I think and my mom also taught me how to talk to people, how to bring attention to me, to recognize my achievements, to make other people feel good too. So I wasn't this like ultra aggressive person, but I knew how to gain people's favor. I knew how to gain people's respect by treating them well. But if they didn't treat me as well as I expected them to, there were codes. There would be consequences. And if you didn't align with my own values, then there would be consequences. And I for all of my elementary, middle school, high school life, and even a little bit after high school, I believed that it was me or the highway. And I spoke about me. It was all about me.
And I'm not calling your mom narcissistic or anything, but I think I recall in the past you talked about like how she kind of instilled narcissistic beliefs in you. No,
she did.
Yeah.
She said I was the most handsome. I was the smartest. I was capable of anything in the world. And that, I believed it. Like, I believed that I'd walk into a room and I thought everyone was looking at me, and I thought that was the best feeling. And I still hold those qualities. I still kind of subconsciously believe it right now. But now it's more rooted out of empathy, and I want to be the best and give love to the world.
Yeah.
But whenever I came in late to a classroom, or I'd walk in, it was overconfidence, and I had done nothing to earn that confidence. It was all internal. Now I believe there's evidence. You need evidence to build that confidence. Now before that, there's no reason why I should be that confident.
That's so interesting though. Like it just goes to show how big of an influence, like how your mom or your caregivers look at you when you're really young.
Yeah.
Is how you're going to, it's how you think of yourself. Like my mom looked at me like she would talk to other parents like, oh, he's just a shy kid. He's just a shy kid. She would speak for me. So that just made me believe that's who I was. And your parents, whatever, they saw you as this person, they put those beliefs in you, and then that's how you act around other people, and then it's just crazy.
Didn't wasn't there a story with your hockey, you wanted to play hockey?
Yeah.
No, you were playing hockey, but your helmet was too tight. Can you elaborate on that?
I just, maybe that's partly because of my biology, but I would just get agitated by my fucking helmet because it was so tight when I was enrolled in hockey when I was in the first, second, third grade. I don't know what it was. And then I just would cry because this fucking hurt so much. And then my mom just instantly goes up to the coach after it was probably the third consecutive day of me crying. And she's just like, oh, we're not going to do this anymore. And then that was it. And I never played fucking a sport for years after that.
Jeez.
And that just taught me that it just put a belief in my head that if you don't like something, then you can just quit. I don't know.
Bro, for me, that's just for my mom. That wouldn't be a question. You don't quit. You don't do that.
Yeah.
That is weakness. I thought that vulnerability, to show your weakness to others other than your family, even in the family, it's still kind of.
Wait, can I just say quickly?
What's up?
Sorry, just in case in case my mom's watching or something, I'm not saying that it was a bad or the wrong decision. I'm just trying to illustrate the fact that how certain decisions that you make as parents make can affect their children far into the future. But obviously no one's perfect, no parent's perfect, whatever. They're going to make decisions based on how they're raised.
They do the best that they can at that moment. And it's just a lot of people blame their parents for who they are, but they did the best that they could.
No, I don't blame my parents whatsoever. No.
Your mom, she's an amazing person, and I think she did the best that she could. Yeah. She's a very
hardest working person that I know.
Yeah,
genuinely.
Yeah, that's awesome. But going back to vulnerability, how did that get propagated into your family? Because for me, it was viewed as a weakness. We never really. Sure, my mom cried a bunch, but she never let it bring her down. She never let it define her. And she had these talks of, oh, depression isn't real, anxiety isn't real. Still, my dad kind of still believes that. And I didn't, for the longest time, I grew up and I thought that was all BS. I thought that, if you have these bad negative feelings, that was all an excuse. That's just an excuse because
you
you're
held that
lazy.
Belief for a long time.
What's that? I did. I had that belief until I think halfway through high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I started being friends with people that had anxiety, that had depression. I was like, maybe I should look into this. And I found out about doctors who were super educated about.
I think it took you being crushed for a while to really understand.
Yeah. It took me rock bottom to really understand the depths to how people truly suffer.
Can I just explain how fucked up you were? Okay, no, I'm not saying you're fucked up, but from my perspective, how you were fucked up before.
Sure.
Because if you don't know Advin before he is the way that he is now, I don't think anyone really does, because you weren't that close with him, and he was generally respectful from people that he wasn't that close with.
Yeah, I'm not saying people didn't really know me back when I was fucked up.
Yeah. No, but it's I thought that I was in a fucking toxic friendship, and that's what it was, and that's who he is. He's never going to change. I remember that you would talk about changing so many times, but you never did. And I would just kind of be like, yeah, this is never going to change. Certain things are never going to change. But you've, in the past, almost probably a year now, I have not felt a single negative emotion or had any resentment felt any resentment towards you, which I would feel so often in the past.
Thank you, Jeff. That means a lot. That means all my effort.
It's really not even a compliment, though. It's really just an observation. And it really changed my perspective on people, because before that, I did not think that it was possible that he would change. And he proved me fucking wrong. Really did.
Thank you, man.
It's crazy. And any single person that's been on this podcast before has no idea what I'm talking about.
No, they don't.
They don't, because you were pretty respectful to people that you knew.
Yeah,
you weren't
like
really
a lot of
close
people that knew me, like just knew me. I was working out, went to parties. I was like talkative. Nobody really know the extent to how much change or suffering, that the context of my mind, the hyperacusis, eating disorder, like all these things that ate at me, and I was at the brink of just ending everything. Just I had no confidence, no anything. Just everything was just too much, and I had no choice.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I always knew you weren't a bad person inherently. Like I always knew that every single time you acted out, every single time you had fucking, like I knew it came from somewhere. It just pissed me off that you, and it wasn't your fault, but it pissed me off that you couldn't like see that at the time.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think I knew it. I knew that I was acting out, and I knew it wasn't right that I was treating the people around me and myself and like giving back to the world with such negativity. Because we would go to Walmart, like the gas station, and I'd feel so negative towards some of the people that we'd be interacting, but I would be so charismatic.
Yes. And I don't know. Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I don't even it's worth mentioning, but I respected that, because when I like my naive upbringing, I always viewed people as I had like an inferiority complex, so I viewed people as above me. So I thought it was like I looked up to how he would view everyone as below him. Like he did. He genuinely viewed most people as below him, which isn't something that you should be confident that you should like take pride in. But at the time I did, because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, no, you liked it when I made fun of people. Yeah, but I just right now, if I did that, and there's been times where I'm an employee, it'd be for a reason now, where if they wronged me, if they like actually disrespected me, I'd actually feel negative towards them. But now I just understand that they're going through something.
Yeah.
That there's something in their life that is causing them to react that way. And sure, maybe there's certain actions that maybe I complain, maybe I say something I shouldn't have, but that we're not perfect as well, right? But in the past, I would just be swimming in this mental soup of like, oh, I'm better, or like, oh, my opinions matter most, or oh, like it's all about me. But it's so futile to think that way, and it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, because to be able to succeed, you need other people, and you need to be able to talk about your feelings, and you need to be able to be honest and truthful and loving and compassionate, and live life with purpose and treat everyone with integrity, because everybody deserves that. And with the energy that you cast into this world, you're gonna get it right back. It happened for me. Now, and the energy that I give out to the world, the love, even my text, it's all like hearts and positivity.
Yeah.
I get it back. Like it works. It's such a simple philosophy, but it works, bro. Like I don't know. But what kind of, like for you were very, like you just took it. You took a lot of negativity and you never spoke out for yourself. And did you think that was kind of, I was a friend, that was the best you've got? Like you couldn't do any better? Because I feel like you could have. You had a lot of friends.
No, I didn't think like that whatsoever. Did I think like that? I could do. No. I don't know. I just thought that I really liked you. I just thought that we got along really well, more so than I did other people, and that was rare. And I just knew that there was some fucked up, like, toxic part of you that fucking I wish that I just had some hope that you would overcome someday. And I guess I held on to that for way fucking this sounds like a fucking this sounds like I view him as a fucking boyfriend or something.
No,
But like when I was that young naive
No
kid,
homo.
I thought that there was some hope that he would fucking stop being such a dick and he would just realize his wrongs. Did I ever think deep down it would ever happen? No, but it did.
I think you and I, we're gonna be friends forever, man. I think we've been through too much. You know me too well. I know you too well. And I know the bad times are gonna come, and with life, they seem to come all the time. I certainly, like yesterday, I was driving home from work, bro, and a piece of rock flew into my windshield, like a little chip. And then I got into this mental soup of overthinking, and I thought that because I run a lot, I'm sure everybody, lots of people know that. And I thought that if I was running, a car driving past was gonna throw a stone up in the air. It's gonna
Bro,
hit
that's
my
like generalized
eye.
anxiety.
Dude, I have that.
I don't
man.
even have that.
Like I have those thoughts all the time. Like I'll have thoughts of, oh, like somebody just gets access into my bank account and it's gonna steal my money, and I'll swim in that soup,
I don't have those
negative
kinds of thoughts.
soup all the time. But relating that to kind of the negativity in life, it's good to be able to talk to someone like you and like family and friends, people who actually truly understand you, because it alleviates it. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I just kept that all in here, bro, it's too much, man. Like I needed an outlet. Like I need someone to listen. And like how does that work for you? I know you're a very quiet guy. Like I know you're in your thoughts a lot too. Like, do you find talking helps? How do you alleviate the tension?
It depends on the relationship that I have with the person.
Obviously, if it's a stranger,
Yeah. Wait, what was the question?
like what are the tools you use? Does talk therapy work for you when it comes to friends and family?
No, I feel like it doesn't. I feel like when it comes to resolving things with friends and family, it usually is just from having so many. It's like from actions, kind of. I don't know. It's like I feel like I've always had this belief that I don't think that you can resolve most things through words. I feel like it's all from just experiences, and that you have to have a certain amount of patience for the other party and for yourself, for so many things to happen for you to come to a resolution. I don't know if that made any sense, but
Yeah,
I've never been the kind of person, like I've never thought that words usually would be able to resolve something. Like it's
evidence based, because you're the type of person that needs to be able to see the evidence for you to believe it.
yeah, which is why I'm an atheist.
Yeah, it's still bro, you need God, man. You need Jesus, bro.
God.
Jeff,
Just kidding.
don't say that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't say that. No, God bless you, Jeff. God bless you.
Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. No, I'm just kidding. I genuinely, I don't have anything against God.
Yeah.
I just don't believe.
I've been trying to convince Jeff to believe in God. He needs it in his heart sometimes. But
I think that God is a good thing to believe in. I don't think it is the thing that you should believe in. And I don't think that there's any like objective truth to it. But I think that you're a good person if you commit yourself to God.
the foundation, bro, if you dig deep enough, God is the solution.
I know, but you can find your own solution.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in 10 years I'll realize that I'm wrong.
I don't know. That's just, if you want to go to church one day with me, that's always on the table. But yeah, I think how do you navigate the everyday struggle? Because I know we always struggle every day. Like, how do you?
I I try to view everything extremely logically. Like, I know that if I don't do certain things for so many days, I'm going to get depressed. I'm not going to say go as far as say suicidal, but I'm going to like, I'm not going to have the motivation to keep going. But if I maintain certain habits that keep certain hormones circulating through my body, if I keep my testosterone high enough by going to the gym and eating whatever, enough protein and stuff, then I know that I'm going to have the strength to keep going. And the results that I've experienced so far with that have just kept me going. And I haven't felt the need to fall back on any greater power. Maybe if someday I experience some traumatic enough event, I'll feel like I need something greater. But right now, I just feel like nothing has compelled me enough to feel the need to fall back on God or whatever.
That's fair. I mean, you do what's best for you, and then if that works, it works. And yeah, I'm never gonna be the one to push that down people's throats, other than you. I mean, I'm gonna keep trying. But yeah, dude. I mean, I know we talked a lot about the negative stuff about the friendship, but bro, there's also so much positive, man.
There's so much positive.
Yeah, dude, like grade 8, man.
It's all like just dopamine, though. It's all fucking goddamn. I swear, some of the memories we had are stronger than fucking like the best cocaine high you've ever had. Completely sober.
Dude, the first time Jeff and I met, we had this obsession with Fire Girl and Fireboy and Water Girl. Yeah. And we would stay inside during the snowy recess.
Should we go all the way back to the Halloween thing or now?
This is all the way back. This is before that.
This is after, isn't it?
No, this is before that, because then we started being friends, and then you invited me to your house.
Okay, so I'm just gonna really quickly say that I used to be best friends with two people.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not gonna name drop, but one of them, if you're watching, you know, one day it was Halloween, we went trick-or-treating. One of them fell back behind. Ever since that day, never really talked to him again, even though we were best friends for like 7 years. And then I just started hanging out with him every day randomly.
Bro, you should have said your goodbyes, man.
I know, and I wasn't developed enough as a person to recognize what I had just given up.
And I've talked to him, bro. He's like really successful now.
I know.
Like, I'm really happy, and like, we've talked, and he seems to be in an amazing place.
Yeah, no. He's he was he was like a clone of me when I was really young, and he was a really good friend. I don't know why I did that, but I just was super immature and I couldn't recognize.
Bro, but you could have been friends with him and me at the same time.
Well, I didn't understand that, bro.
You just completely ditched
Shut up! Don't make me feel bad. Okay? I didn't understand it at the time. I really didn't. I didn't understand the value of friendship. Like, I thought things just were the way they were.
That's fair. Yeah. You could have been like, bro, we're going to talk about that time the week of, no, it's okay. We can't, there's no time machine, guys.
Just start fucking arguing.
Start arguing. Flip the desk. Get the fight with the mics. But
I'm about to bring a drink in this fucking room.
Dude, no, this isn't no drink policy.
You know how bad of a fucking
I haven't drank.
Fucked up of a host he is. He won't even let me drink a fucking coffee in his studio. Just to let all you know, people who are considering coming on this podcast, you're not even allowed to bring an iced coffee.
No, I do allow it. It's just I prefer not to. But since you're my best friend, you know my boundaries. Okay.
Yeah, since I'm his best friend, I'm not allowed to bring anything.
Okay, guys, I've had to redo the pod 4 or 5 times now. Have I done that with anyone on the show here? Okay. I had to warm Jeff up. It took 2 hours of warming up. Okay, 2 hours. I don't do that.
A lie.
Okay, Bro, remember when we had our other friend at the middle school, and we had this like little gag thing where we'd sneak up behind one of our friends,
Yes.
and you would go on the bottom behind their legs, and one of us
That
would
was
go in front.
attempted murder.
Dude, and we pushed this kid, one of our friends. We still know him, and he bashed his head. It's a good thing it wasn't concrete, man. It was in the grass. It was so hard. It was just like full on force. And he got called. The supervisor saw what we did, and he was just yelling, "Fuck, fuck, fuck!" all the way to the principal's office. Just, bro, that was got a concussion, man.
I know.
Dude, like that's got to be some long-term consequences. Dude, like now from the way he's acted after that.
No.
It's your fault, Joff.
No, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What else? What other memories come to mind?
I got a whiz though.
You got a what? Whiz? That's why you haven't been talking as much. You have to go to the washroom?
Yeah.
Dude, what's all this caffeine, man? Gotta check your bladder, bro. Okay, we'll take a little break.
Yeah.
Anytime, he still does this. Jeff does this sometimes, but anytime he'd lose an argument, I'd be, getting all the evidence. It'd be all super perfect. He just pulls the racism card, and that's how he establishes his triumph.
Right.
Does anybody else do that? I feel like this is the only friend that I have that does that. Is that a thing? All
right, let's get serious again. Okay, let's actually talk about reality again.
Okay, but I'm not cutting that out.
It's okay. I don't care.
You don't care?
I genuinely don't care.
What about the job market in the future, 10 years later? What if it has 10 million views?
The person who hires me probably agrees with me.
Okay. But yeah, dude, I'm always like thinking about like childhood, but I feel like sometimes it doesn't have that much meaning. Does it have that meaning because we place that much emphasis on them?
I feel like humans make everything more dramatic than it actually is.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
What if
it definitely is. I think that childhood is in terms of humans, childhood is it's huge. I don't think we're over exaggerating it. Was that your question?
I just hear it all the time. Like, didn't Freud was the one that really propagated that and really dominated in spreading its popularity? Hey,
yeah, it makes a lot of sense though.
I mean, he's the same guy that also made up. Jeff, you did not just bring alcohol into the podcast, man. Jeff.
Okay, wait. Is it because it goes against your brand?
I mean, you can drink here. Like, fine, we're already at the podcast, but
okay, no, because
it's not like I don't want people to not.
No.
I don't want to promote drinking. Okay, like I don't think it's I don't think it's. But at the same time, it's okay. I don't judge people for it. And for me personally, I don't think it benefits me in any way. I just know that it's destructive. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'll let this one fly. I mean, it is his birthday.
Okay. I saw the disappointment. Okay, fuck.
August 1st. No. It's okay. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Okay. I'll let this fly.
Let this fly. Just this once.
Just this once. Okay. But if you spill it anything, bro, I'm gonna kill you.
Told him I'm gonna buy him a new carpet and a new chair if I spill anything.
You say that, but that's still a lot of work, bro. Like, and sure,
I don't give a fuck.
Dude, not everything is money, man. Like, not everything is money. Like, you can damage certain things, but the effort to replacing that and having to go through all these things from the stains, still a big effort, man. Dude,
it's an effort, but that's how confident I am that I'm not gonna spill it.
Yeah. This guy. Do you know you're a good-looking man? Does that make you uncomfortable?
You know what? Can I say something?
What? Jeff, what are you gonna say?
We should talk about incels.
Okay.
I was gonna bring something else up, but I decided not to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we could talk about incels.
No,
I mean incels.
we don't have to.
Yeah, I'll talk about incels. I mean, why do they exist?
I just think, I think, I think incels. I think incel is just a stupid thing. I think that incels are just people who don't have enough confidence to have sex with a woman. So instead, they find it's more convenient to subscribe to this incel
Yeah. I think
concept.
I mean a lot of they're just making excuses. I mean, for the people that don't know what incels are, they're men that claim to be involuntarily celibate because their genetics failed them, because they just were dealt the wrong cards in life.
And if you don't know what celibate means, it means someone that has never had sex.
Yeah, and it's all men, hey? It's all 100% men.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, that's what the thing is for. Men.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of men just are in their soup, usually in Reddit, and they talk about just how awful life is and how they have no chance with women and how they've kind of been dealt badly and there's no hope for them, and it's all just nihilistic and cynicism.
It's just a big group of ugly guys crying,
Yeah,
basically.
But bro, I've seen guys like me. Like, I have a chance with some woman, and I'm not the best looking guy.
You're very far from an incel.
No, but I'm pretty average looking, but it's just there is hope, and I've seen guys who are worse looking.
You know this whole fucking incel like looks thing is such a childish thing. It's so childish. Like,
yeah, dude, there's people in their 40s, 50s that think that way. I know it's
their minds. They're corrupt. They don't see reality for the way that it is. I don't even like talking about it because it sounds so cringe.
Yeah, no, it fascinates me. I mean, I don't.
It's entertaining.
Like the fact that it is in our world, that it is a possible route for people to believe in, and that this was never a thing 2 decades ago, and now people. And then there's this idea of ascending in the incel community, where if you talk to a woman, if a woman recognizes you, oh god, this is forbidden, you get a girlfriend, you're judged by the incel community, you're kicked out, and you're, how could you, why would you do this, this is not a part of us, like this is just blasphemy. And it's like, this is a man that's done good for his life. All these other guys are jealous, and they don't believe in change. They don't believe that it's possible to make it out.
Bro, like, that's why I've always believed that your thoughts literally dictate your reality. If you don't think you're an incel, you're not going to be an incel. If you think you're an incel, you're going to be an incel. Like,
yeah,
you can believe that you're a fucking like amazing guy, and people are going to see it. You just have to believe it.
Yeah,
like genuinely, like that's what I think. Everything is beliefs. All these people that you look up to so much, they're just really good at convincing you of certain things. Like, everyone's putting on a facade to some extent. Everything is beliefs.
You're right. I mean, the smartest people or the people that are deemed the smartest aren't necessarily the smartest. They could just be super confident.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at like a lot of the politicians, some of them are really corrupt, and some of them actually do not have any good intentions, and some of them are dumb, but they can structure a sentence and they can say it with precision, where what they say, every single syllable just incites charisma, and it makes you believe what they're saying, even if it's total bullshit. But also, it has to be grounded with reality, though. Like, if I say the earth is flat and I just told it to you and provided you with all the evidence as confident as I can, of course you're not going to believe me. That's just common knowledge. The earth is not flat. But if it's, let's say, the climate change or like the state of our economy, taxes and all these things, or even like maybe the person that started the incel community was just super confident in that there is no hope for other men, and they've gathered all this other men to believe the same thing that they believe in. It's corrupting other minds, bro. It's like infectious.
I know, man.
Dude, like, who started this shit?
Yeah. See,
Like,
that's the problem with so many people is, not saying I'm perfect, but so many people are just so susceptible to the influence of other people just because of their status or whatever, how confident they are.
Yeah.
And like, you have to be like, even the person that you look up to the most, like, they're going to say shit that is just, that's not necessarily true. Like, I remember when I was really young, I used to like put people on pedestals. I can't do that with anyone anymore. Like, not a single person I can look up to and say, this person is better than me. I do not think that about anyone whatsoever, because everyone has their own personal drives and reason for doing things. Everyone has an ego. No one is better than another person. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's all these people that just see, okay, insert Jordan Peterson, insert Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman,
Like,
their favorite artist. And they, just because they said this thing, and some people are more credible than others, and they just deem it as fact. Like,
yeah.
no, that is not fact. That is an idea from a human being.
Yeah.
And you can't absorb that fully. You can't just implement that in your life, because this is a person that's maybe gathered evidence, like your idols, and they've found that truth for themselves. Now, if you're 16 or whatever, maybe you haven't done that much with your life. Maybe you're in your late 20s, maybe your 30s, and you don't really read as much. You don't know what the self-improvement community is like. But you have to find out for yourself. You have to do the due diligence, whether it be reading books, whether it be trying out for yourself. Like, for the incel community, when they see that, go and try and talk to women. Like, go and try and change your life. Like, a lot of them just kind of see that, bro, and it just like it's like confirmation bias, right? It's like, oh, that girls don't really give me attention. And there's this community that kind of checks off all the boxes that I think I've never tried in my life. I might as well adopt this without going out there in the real world and implementing that themselves.
So like, I'm cringe because I find like stupid shit on the internet really entertaining, like like looks maxing or whatever. Like, I fucking,
dude, everybody finds that entertaining because it's just so blasphemous.
If you scroll through my TikTok, it'll literally just be like edits of Chico Lachowski and like fucking like mogging edits.
Bro.
Yeah, okay. No, but my point, what I'm trying to say is that like, fuck, like, people look at that shit. I mean, like, I know most of them are young people that actually watch that shit, but people like look at stuff like fucking whatever you're like, most people, if you are in like fucking Canada or the USA and you're not like fucking poor, can look and present themselves as really attractive and like have lots of women like them. Like, there's so many ways to do it. Like, you do not have to be like that genetically gifted. You don't have to be like that.
No, you don't.
Intelligent. Like, there's a way to do it. You just have to be emotionally intelligent enough. And I'm not saying that I'm fucking perfect or whatever. I'm just saying that, like, God, like, so many people,
no, you're
like,
right.
just have, like, be fit, eat healthy, don't be stupid, be emotionally intelligent, and like, you're good. Like, people are gonna like you.
And try.
Yeah.
Like, when you adopt working out, being fit,
the halo effect is real. It's not just if you're like really good looking. The halo effect also applies to if you're smart, if you say things that are funny, that they're like, people are gonna view you as good. So like,
dude, like, that's like that, like actually being able to internalize that and not not just like looking at this negative thing in your life and going, oh, this is fact. There's nothing I can do. And sure, maybe it's like your heights. Maybe you can't do anything about your height. What can you do? Maybe you could work out. Maybe you could
There's
work
so
on your
many
conversation
things you could do.
skills. There's something that you can do. And there's got to be one girl out there for you.
Not just one. And this is it's
reps, bro.
It's people are not confident enough. People are really not confident enough, especially in our generation. Don't blame them because social media brainwashes them into not being confident. They do not realize how many different things and like ways there are, methods to making you like an attractive person that there are. Like, it's not just about your looks. It's not just about your intelligence. Like
it's everything.
It's everything. And like
but you can stand out. Like if
you can stand out. If you want to, you can stand out. You can do anything. It's all about your beliefs.
But if you got to put in the work though. Like there's certain things where you can believe it. Like I can believe that I'm the best podcaster, I'm the best runner, but if I never gather the evidence to do it, then it's not real. It's a delusion. There's reality. Sure, I agree with your fact that your belief that it is all about beliefs, but it's also rooted in evidence.
Yes.
Now, if you have a lifestyle where it's all belief, no evidence, then sure, you can believe all you want that you're the
but you're going to be living in
guy,
delusion.
but you have to actually follow through with and create a plan with your beliefs.
Yeah.
And it has to start from there. You have to plant the seed and you have to work towards a plan, and it may take months, years, decades.
And you can't just be like fucking isolating yourself in your room and like convincing yourself that you're like this person. You have to go out there. Again, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but you have to go out there and you have to fail and you have to keep testing different things until you find something that works.
I think failing is so visceral to all of us because it's just so uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just so, but that's just what they don't tell you, hey, that failure is a part of life because social media brainwashes us to believe that, oh, this hockey player, this ultra famous person, this podcaster.
Low-key still jealous.
What's that?
I'm low-key still jealous.
I'm jealous too, right? But you know what? They got there because of effort, because of the constant failures. Like they didn't just wake up
that
one day.
That should have been me.
Bro, did you hear about the Tiger Woods? You know Tiger Woods? The guy who like
the golfer
who slept with all those women, committed infidelity, but he's still like he's really good at golf. And he's still kind of world renowned. Of
course.
You know?
Yeah.
Bro, when he was going back to that story of effort, when he was young, his dad started him training golf at like 2, and the way he would convince 2-year-old Tiger Woods to be able to train more was he would look around kind of the course, and he told his 2-year-old son, maybe 5 at the time now, or whoever, if you can understand words, look at all these white people. Look, if they're looking down on you, if you don't try, they'll hate you. They'll hate you forever. Dude, this is a child. This is Tiger Woods.
Yes.
I was like, yeah. And he told his Tiger Woods' dad told him that, oh, if this is ever too much for you, you can press the safe word, kind of like for like sex, like a safe word for sex, but like for golf to stop. It was the E word. And Tiger Woods never said it. Can you guess what that E word was? Enough. He never said enough. Now that's what it took for him to become one of the greatest golfers. And that's all effort. Now is that, I don't want to trying this to effort, but I mean, he got to that point because of effort, and sure, you shouldn't have gone, like there's ways to that. And like it was a very toxic childhood, but Yeah, go ahead.
all these really successful people. We were talking about like how child has like such a big influence on you. How like the things that your mom said to you has a huge effect on how you acted or who you are today.
Yeah.
Same with Tiger Woods. Same with fucking beliefs in general. Like the things that you tell yourself, the things that you are told, the things that you believe. That's why like the most insecure people are often the most like, I'm not going to say the most successful objectively.
Dude, it is. I'd say it's kind of, that's rooted. It's kind of, there's some truth to that.
Because they feel like they need to prove themselves in some way because they were fucking whatever when they were younger. I'd say the majority of successful people, like they're unique in that way because like everything is just beliefs and just fucking like ambition. And just fucking...
And going back to what you said too about the people, the ultra successful people, I think even Elon Musk, he was bullied relentlessly, bro. And he was...
I mean, for Elon Musk, to be fair, he had... Okay, yeah, he's really fucking smart. Like, he's genetically really gifted, but also he had some wealthy parents to some extent to, like, help him get on his first startup. And he also admits himself that it was extremely risky and there was a really high probability that his businesses would fail. So he's just he's extremely lucky.
But we gotta read that quote again, man. For the people that think that
his mind's a fucking storm.
Like everybody wants to be successful, hey? And certainly they think of Elon Musk, money is gonna make them happy. And certainly to an extent it does, but if you listen to the richest person in the world say this on the Lex Friedman podcast, Elon Musk goes, my mind is a storm. I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they'd want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand.
Bro, this feels exactly like a Chris. What's his name?
Chris Williamson.
Clip. Did he say that in a clip?
He did.
Yeah, because I can like I feel that playing through my head. You said it exactly like him, but like
I love him, bro. I know I'm trying to make it mine, but I listen literally to 4 hours of him every day, bro. Like Chris, if you're watching this, man, I am the biggest
He's
fan.
definitely watching this.
No, Chris is definitely watching this, dude.
Oh, he is.
He's listening to this on his workouts, but he's huge too. I listen to so much Chris Williamson. I've covered probably 1,000 hours in the past. Is that even math? Am I doing the math correctly? Math? Does that sound absurd?
1,000.
Sounds 3 months.
You've said some absurd things when it comes to hours before, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I tend to maybe over exaggerate certain things. I just don't do the math in my head. I just go, 4. I was never really good at math anyways.
Yeah, actually, you were better at math than me always.
I crammed. I just...
See, we were talking earlier about...
attention.
We're talking about earlier about attention, and see, you're saying about chaotic podcast, whatever. But, bro, like, I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. But we were talking about earlier how I've been thinking about this too the past, like, 6 months. It's been a thought that's been repeating in my head about how I used to think I was so stupid all the time. Like stupid. Like I thought I had a mental disability because there were certain things that I was just, I would immediately assume that if I didn't understand something, it was because I was stupid. But I didn't realize that in order to understand things, you had to have like patience, and you had to like have the patience and like the dedication to create like certain like mental systems and I just assumed that like instantly, if you didn't pick something up, you don't pick it up.
Attention, bro.
Yeah, it's
like
attention.
It goes back to, I was the same way. I'd be sitting in class, man. My mind would be to video games or like that drama in high school or what I'm going to do later. And 5 minutes would pass by and I'd go back to reality and it'd be like, it'd be like, I look around. I'm like, why does everybody...
Advin, answer the question.
It's like, what? Like, how does this make sense for everyone just sitting there? And then I would try to catch up, but I'd be so behind because that would happen for half the class. And I would constantly be in this kind of like I'd be catching up as that's going on, and I'd procrastinate the homework the night before.
I feel like that's like to some extent why we got along when we started being friends, because we had that same mentality where it's like we just skip all the bullshit and just fucking go for the prize. Like that's always been us. And like, okay, so like.
Can you explain to everyone kind of the high school mentality when it comes to studying and doing tests?
Yes. So when it comes to studying and doing tests, basically it's the process goes like you go to class.
Yeah.
You talk to the person that's beside you. In my case, it was admin, chemistry class.
Yeah.
And then we just say to her, "Oh, we'll catch up on the notes." Like, we'll catch up on the notes.
We'll fuck around.
We'll go to the fourth period. We'll fucking skip this class.
We'd like show each other memes, man. Hey, look at this. We'd be like Gekium or something. Dude, you remember those memes? Yeah.
And I'll be like, fuck it. Like, we'll just fucking pull an all-nighter. And then we'll miss like fucking 6 lessons. Like, have no idea what's going on. We'll just be asking people from us. Like,
it would all be funny. It'd all be funny.
But it'd all be funny. Like, it's all just this big joke. Like, it's not like this. We're dependent on this to get into university or anything. Like, we did not take it seriously whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then we just fucking be like, oh, whatever. We'll just fucking pull an all-nighter and just like study for this chem test.
Coffee. We would come over to one of the houses. I would have a sleepover on like a Wednesday, and we'd study. We'd just cram like 3 units.
We'd start on page 100 and be like, all right, we'll just get to page 300 by the end of the night.
We'd have our vapes and we'd like take some hits first. We watch YouTube videos first. 30 minutes passes and we're like, dude, we have to dial in. We dial in for 10 minutes.
Have to start taking it seriously now. Like, we have to start studying.
Yeah. Dude, it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Where did all this time go? We started at 8.
It's like, bro, no.
Bro, you go home. Dude, we're like panicking. At that point, we're panicking. We say, we just skip it.
Like, bro, no. Let's just push it till 3. Okay, let's just fucking finish playing this game till 3.
Yeah.
Fucking 3 comes along.
Dude, and we're like, we're going to get 2 hours of sleep.
No, but the crazy thing is that studying method kind of worked in like grade fucking like 8 and 7.
No, it did. But
better stop working in grade 9, 10, 11.
In high school, not as in uni, bro, you fail.
Yeah, no, uni, bro, like
you're fucked. You're fucked in uni if you did that.
Yeah. Fuck no.
Dude, imagine doing that for like a final exam in uni.
Bro, that's just so
dude,
stupid.
But I think those are some of the most beautiful moments, man. I'm so thankful. Dude, I still have it's on your Visco, the coffee, like 4 cups of coffee lined up for the Chem 30 test that we were about to write the next day.
Brained.
We got nothing done.
I'm pretty sure I failed. I think I got over 50 actually.
Dude, I
think I got like 52.
I was the first one to finish the Chem final, the Chem 30 final, and I got a 20%. Dude, I literally didn't read anything, Matt. I guessed on every single question.
Single one. We were so stupid, man, and we just fed into each other's delusions too. Like like other people had friends that actually tried, and like they would kind of,
dude, if you tried, I feel like I would have looked at myself and be like, I should try more. But since you gave me kind of the excuse, okay, Jeff's not trying as much. He's my best friend. I shouldn't give a fuck as well. And then we'd have in our friend group, we'd have like the 2 other kids who were high achievers, and they'd just be getting 90s. And then, dude, I would be so ashamed with my grades. And I would just,
man.
Yeah, dude, I would just. Because I was kind of like a smart kid back in grade 9, grade 8, but then I kind of fell off because I procrastinated.
You've always had like in terms of raw cognitive horsepower, if you wanted to do something, you would do it. If it was between me and you and there was a math test the next morning and we each had 1 hour to study, you would get a better grade than me.
Yeah, but you were also like really, like when you're passionate about stuff, you're like really methodical, like on your creative side.
Yeah.
You're able to look at outside the box. You think
but in
outside
terms
of the
of
box.
like pure numbers and strategy, you're pretty good at that. But we were both.
I don't know if the margins. I don't know if that's insanely good now though. I feel like a lot of sleepless nights have like really taken my cognitive load lower. I feel like a lot of the debauchery that I did during and after high school kind of I don't know if that's possible. Maybe it goes back to beliefs. I don't know. Is that possible? But I think right now I'm fine. Like the habits that I've kind of established are okay.
You see, I think there's raw cognitive horsepower, how able you're, if you really want to do something, how fast you're able to churn numbers and stuff, and like how quickly you're able to take an input, generate an output. And then there's the overall mental model that you have that you use to navigate life that is influenced by more than just your cognitive horsepower. It's influenced by your hardships, by your experiences, by the relationships you've had, like so many other things.
Yeah. Bro, I think I don't want to name drop this guy, one of the smartest guys in our middle school. Like you had mentioned the raw cognitive power, you're able to solve puzzles. Yes.
Watching this.
I'm going to cut that out.
I'm going to say this actually. I'm going to say this. I remember fucking grade 9, right? Cuz like you're really smart, grade 7 to 8.
Jeff, and like, we do not name drop here.
It's a compliment. He's not going to be angry that I fucking name drop.
Okay, but still, we didn't get his approval.
Okay, fine. I'm going to call him RT. RT was
no initials. People will find that. The smartest kid in grade 7.
Yeah, how about Iran Imkote?
Jeff, why are you making it extremely hard for me to edit these?
Okay, bro, how do I say his name? What do I call him?
You say this kid that we knew.
Okay, whatever. The smart kid. I'm not going to say his name. He was really smart. I remember I met him in grade 7, grade 8. I remember I bought his study guides off him because we'd have study guides. And if you did a study guide before the final exam, you get like 10% extra or something. And I'd buy a study guide from him in grade 8 or 9. And I remember that in grade 10, the first time I talked to him, it was like when I started hitting puberty and stuff, whatever. I fucking started getting pimples and I looked weird and my fucking voice is cracking and shit. Yeah. And he's like, what's your mark in math? And I was like, 74. And he's like, you're in the 70s? And I was like,
he said that to you?
He's like, I'm in 96. I'm like, okay.
Dude, but that kid, like, I talked to him again and sure, the cognitive output was there, but he runs away from his problems. Like he doesn't know other life skills like communication and facing problems and not running away from them. He's a very nice guy, but you had mentioned that there's the cognitive output, but then you had mentioned that there's also the wisdom and like the integrating knowledge and wisdom together. And I'd say applying like discipline and wisdom and all these things is far greater of a skill than just raw cognitive input.
Far greater. And people who are really smart aren't going to admit that because people have egos, and most people aren't going to be open like that just because people are usually stubborn, they have egos. But it's true. I mean, like, unless it's pretty common sense, unless you have something that you're really good at and that you're putting your cognitive horsepower to, you're dedicating it to, you're not going to make a lot of money. You're not going to be successful. You have to have an overall good grasp on reality, and you have to understand what people want. And that comes through social interaction and through emotional intelligence.
Because you could be the smartest person in the room, but people just take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Like you could be the idea machine behind the world changing revolutionary ideas. But if you don't know how to present yourself, if you don't know how to grasp that there is evil and there are people that would take advantage of you, to stand up for yourself, they'll just take all your money. They'll take your idea. They'll do horrific things for you. And
how fulfilling is, say you have like fucking 160 IQ and you can fucking do all the math equations in the world and solve all these problems. Like, how fulfilling is that if someone fucking makes fun of you and you don't know how to defend yourself, or someone tries to fucking like stand in front of you and like fucking out alpha you, and like you don't know what to do and you make yourself look like a bitch.
Or You don't know how to talk to a girl that you like.
Exactly.
It's just
you're gonna want to kill yourself just as bad.
Yeah.
So it's all fucking. If everything is in life, again, I'm not trying to sound like this fucking wizard that understands everything, but for my understanding, everything is about balance. And if your IQ is really fucking high, that usually means that something else is going to be out of whack. Everything is fucking so usually the people that are overall the most fulfilled and happy, I think, are the most balanced in all metrics.
True. But yeah, man, that's we've been going at it for an hour and 20. Yeah. Any last words to the listeners, viewers?
Okay, wait, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Jeff, don't get canceled, please.
If you're still watching this, I'm still in love with you.
I'm not gonna take that out.
Good job. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay, retake. I don't have any last words.
Okay.
Do you have any last words?
Yeah, I always have my outro.
Any words towards my sister or anybody in general?
Your sister, I think she is a phenomenal person, and I think
what specifically do you think is phenomenal about her? Be honest.
She was always very thoughtful. She was very.
In what ways specifically?
Jeff, why you
I'm serious.
In what ways? I mean, she would just do things that were like really creative that made you feel special.
Like what's the specific one?
Jeff, I'm not going. I'm not going into
And
this.
for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are watching, he dated my twin sister. We were best friends for a long time, and he started dating my twin sister probably like 2 years after being best friends together. I'm just wondering what specific things she did that made you feel like she was a special person.
Yeah, she was at the time, even though I was like hateful towards myself.
Yeah.
She was there. She accepted me even though I was destructive, and yeah, she was always nice to me. She was kind. That's that. I appreciate her for that time that I needed a companion, and I wasn't the greatest to her. I had asked for forgiveness, but there's nothing I can do to change the past, and I just hope that she, she does well in life, and I have nothing but the best wishes, and I'm thankful for her.
Okay. And so one last question before we end the podcast. What about my ex-girlfriend? What do you have to say about the things that you said to her?
Jeff, I'm not doing this. No,
Jeff. I guess that's for a separate episode.
Fine. If you want me to say I wasn't the nicest person to your ex-girlfriend as well, because I wasn't like, I was at that time where we as a friend group, we felt like she was taking you away from us hanging out, but obviously that was not our business, and we made her feel like she was doing something wrong when she really just wanted to spend time with her boyfriend. And I was a bully, and I was mean, and I was rude, and I was disrespectful, and I shouldn't have said the things that I did, and I'm sorry. And I saw her on campus, and I'm really sorry about the things that I've said and done, and I hope nothing but the best for her as well. And yeah, she seems to be doing pretty well. And
wow,
I'm thankful for the time that we did share as friends, and I hope she does well.
Can I?
Jeff,
okay. Sorry. I'm not trying to make it any worse or anything. No, that was a good end to the podcast.
I mean, the chances of them actually listening to this is like pretty rare. Other than like, I guess if you made listen to this, why did I said okay, no.
Okay, but I will. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think it's a good note to end the podcast.
This is such a messy pod. Like Jeff is like just breaking all the rules, and I have to edit a bunch out. But yeah, man. As always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope. Strengthen your faith.
And stay
And
long term.
Keep it long term. Peace, everyone. It was fun though. We gotta do this again.